Hello everybody, this is Renegade Rousey and this is the Left Hook Boxing Show. And what a great night of fights last night. ESPN's end of the season Friday night fights, and we started it out with DeForest Cloud against Clinton Woods. And I thought I really was impressed with this DeForest Cloud. I mean, this guy from the opening bell comes in, just going to the body and really swinging heavy punches, good power punches. Also, he threw over 1,000 punches in the fight. It went the distance. He showed that he had good stamina. Now, a lot of times you'll see these fighters that they're trying to promote. When they start them out against competition that's not that good, and a big power puncher like this guy DeForest Cloud usually blows away the competition in the early rounds, and then they don't get much length to their fights. They end up just 1 or 2 rounds and it's over. But then when they start getting better competition, and this Clinton Woods, this guy was no chump. This guy was a good quality fighter. He'd only lost to real good quality competition, so this guy was a quality opponent for DeForest Cloud to fight. But he came in there, Cloud did, with the good, like I said, the power punches and the stamina. He lasted the full 12 rounds and was still punching hard. And also, the other thing you gotta love about this fighter, you know, when you're if a guy's coming in and showing the real compact punches, that's one thing, and he throws the compact punches and he can get his defenses back real good. But when you're throwing those, whoa, you're leaving yourself open, man. When you're throwing blows like this guy was throwing, and when you do that, you're open to the counter punch, especially from an experienced fighter like this Woods. And Woods, I mean, give the guy credit. He was throwing some very good, accurate counter punches. He was hitting Cloud pretty well. But the thing you gotta love about Cloud is he's got a chin, baby. He was taking it, and he did not appear to be hurt throughout the fight. And you gotta love that about a fighter. If he's got the power, which this guy does, the stamina to last the full fight, and the chin, then this guy, I really feel like, is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He won the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship of the World last night, and I think a fight between him and Chad Dawson would be outstanding. I hope that fight comes to fruition real close or real soon. And I think, man, I like this Cloud. I think he's good. And also, he came, like always in boxing, came from a tough background. And the thing you also got to love about him is he wanted it, man. Sometimes when you see these guys, like I say, the guys that they're building up and they put them up against not so good competition, when they face a quality opposition, sometimes when they start getting hit, they start wilting. But Cloud was getting hit, and you could tell this guy wants it. He wants the championship. And when you want it, man, then that's half the battle. And this guy does. I'm telling you, he's somebody that we ought to watch. Now, in the main event, Juan Urango against Randall Bailey. Now, that was also a good fight. Randall Bailey, pretty much to me, looked to be a one-dimensional fighter. But when you got the right hand that this guy has, man, you can be one-dimensional. I mean, I don't think you would even call it a jab. He was just like sticking his left hand out there. Excuse me, Juan, move your hand over. And boom! Coming in with that right hand, which was thunder. I mean, it was like in the cartoons where you see this thing says, kaboom! Because he was throwing bombs in there, man. And he hit Urango with a bomb over the eye in the 6th round, and it put Urango down. And I honestly did not think he was going to get up. This Urango's a tough character, but he went down hard, and he was on the ground, took the mouthpiece out, and you only got 10 seconds to get your wherewithal after you get knocked out. And he got up And I'm thinking, oh man, this is over. But what does Urango do, man? What does Urango do? He walks into the corner and the ref's saying, okay, give me your gloves, you okay? And Urango goes, whoa, like this, sticks his hands up. And man, when you're thinking it's the beginning of the end for Urango, with that moment, I think it was the beginning of the end for Bailey. This dude says, hey, I am the champion, baby, and you ain't getting my title without a fight. And he comes back in there. And the thing about Urango, I don't necessarily like it, but he keeps that head down. Most fighters you'll see, they got their eyes up and they're watching. Urango's weaving like this, but he keeps that head down to where he's not really, to me, he's not seeing what's going on. And that just enabled Bailey to wham, bang away. But the thing about Urango, he just pressure, and he knew what he was doing, man. Once he could close the distance on Bailey. For Bailey used his footwork, and he had to stay back, boom, to get that right hand. But once Urango was able to close the distance, that right hand could not be hit. And when Urango got in there, man, he's the same way, just whoa. And he got him with, you guessed it, the left hook, and put Bailey down there in the 9th round, and then put him down again, and then in the 10th round put him down again for 3 knockdowns. And then I love this, and this is the way I think a fight is a fitting in. The fighter, Bailey just kept going, okay? You got to admire the courage on this guy, but he was done, man. Like they were saying in the fight, his right hand, his only weapon, he was not able to throw anymore because he'd lost his legs, and he couldn't keep that separation that he needed to throw those haymakers, and Urango was all over him. So the corner, and man, if you're a corner man, I hope you watch what this guy, John David, I don't know what his last name is, but I like his name because that's my brother's name. But this guy, whoa, timeout. My guy is in trouble. He's not going to quit, so I'm going to throw in the towel. And he threw in the towel, and I thought that was a great end to the fight because Bailey was done, and Urango was just starting to take over, and he could have been hurt. Bailey could have been hurt. He was upset, but he didn't, had no qualms. It was the right thing to do, the stoppage at that point. So, I thought it was just a great night of fighting. And, you know, for all those that say about boxing, you know, we had a little rough time with the one in Texas there, the fight with Diaz and Malinagi, and some of us got down on boxing. But here, hey, man, in every sport, there's bad. In baseball, hey, you got steroids going on. And all sports have their problems. But on a night like this, it was a good night for boxing. And hey, I don't know. One thing that kind of caught me was this 116-112 score for Divorce Cloud over Woods. I didn't see the fight that close. I scored it 118-110, and I kind of think these judges, I mean, Divorce Cloud was a hometown fighter, and I think maybe these judges were a little conscientious, not wanting to give Divorce Cloud too big of a margin of victory. They must have been sitting there tapping their feet to each other. 2 taps is for Cloud, 1 is for Woods, because, I mean, how often do you see the scores 116-112, all 3 scorecards? I thought that was kind of interesting, and I think that the judges were mindful that they didn't want to have too lopsided victory, but I thought it was 118-110. I thought, although that was the case, I thought Woods still did a good job, but when Woods would start scoring, Cloud would come in, and I mean, in the round with just mega punches. And when you do that, I mean, if a guy's scoring with a jab throughout the fight, but towards the end of the round, you come in and just knock the living daylights out of somebody, I think you win the round. That's the way I judge it. But good night of fights, good night for boxing, and for now, this is Renegade, and I'm out.